Welcome back to Healthwise with Reggie Tatum and Dr. Steve Reese. And our topic for tonight is pain management and spinal pain and back pain. Doc, you were talking about what we could do about that, the normal aging.
There are some things that we can do, okay? Remember what I told you earlier. One of the things, some of the factors that are involved, one is age, okay? Right. Two is gravity, all right? Well, so one of the things that you can do is live in the space shuttle, because there's not a lot of gravity, okay? Not many people I know can do that one. But what we can do is we can decrease the forces of gravity. And the way we do that, we keep our weight down, okay? There was actually a pretty alarming statistic I read a few years back that 80% of the people in this country are going to weigh more next New Year's than they do on this New Year's, okay? Wow. Now, if you think about weight gain, what if you just gained, I don't know, 1 pound a month? Okay, let's say you gain 1 pound. Let's say you gain 1 pound
12 pounds a year.
Yeah, let's say you gain 1 pound every 3 months. That's 4 pounds a year, okay? Right. So in 10 years, you're 40 pounds heavier than you are now. In 20 years, you're 80 pounds heavier. And that 1 pound doesn't seem a lot, okay? So one of the great things we teach all the time is, you know, to keep the weight down, of course, we have to watch what we eat, okay? You know, in South Louisiana,
that's my problem.
That's crackling in that boudin.
I watch all the time what I eat.
You watch it as it goes in. Well, that crackling in that boudin, that rice and gravy, that'll do it for you. Keep doing that, you be coming to see me,
right,
okay?
All the time.
But the other thing is exercise, and that's one of the things people lose, okay? People get out of the habit of keeping themselves in shape, and they can do it for lots of reasons. You know, all of us get busy. It's hard to find the time to do things. But there's some easy things to do. You go to the mall. You look for the closest place. Why? You got to drive around to find that one. You go to the far away one. You don't got to drive around. It's open, baby. You're going to park. You're going to get there sooner, and you're going to walk, okay?
Right.
You go into a building. Got to go up to the 3rd floor. There's an elevator, but there's also stairs.
Take the stairs.
Okay? Take the stairs, all right? Those are some easy things to do. You don't have to be able to go down to the health club. That's a great thing if you have the time, and if you can do it, and if you can get into a good walking program, or if you can remain active and be able to continue to do the things that give you enjoyment, like play basketball, or play racquetball, or play tennis, or ride your bikes, or go jogging. Those are wonderful things. But if you can't do that, you can do these other things.
And they're easy and simple.
They are easy.
It's real easy for us to, and I'm guilty just like everybody else, I guess. You're right, take the elevator instead of the stairs. You know?
Sure. And you know, and if you do those, it really becomes an easy thing. Another thing we teach people all the time is one of the good exercises is this one right here. You just push yourself away from the table, okay? You don't have to eat till you're full, you know? And when they pile that stuff on, pile it back in, okay? Because if you can keep your weight down, you've done a lot. Another thing, and people don't know this one, smoking. Now, everybody knows that smoking causes lung cancer, okay? And a lot of people might know that it increases your risk of heart disease. They might know it increases your risk of things like strokes. If that doesn't scare you enough, okay, one of the other things it does is it dries this jello in here. It dries it out quicker. Okay? I always find it amusing that most people begin smoking when they're young because they want to look older. And that's exactly what it does to you.
It makes you older.
It makes you older. It takes your skin and turns it into leather, okay? It takes these discs and dries them out. I can put up somebody's x-ray and I can look at their birthday and their x-ray, and most of the time I can tell you, you know, within a good percentage whether they're a smoker or not, because their back will look so much older than they are. So again, if you want to come over and visit with me and have to do some of the wonderful things that I will do to you, then go ahead. Keep smoking. Keep eating a lot of food and don't exercise. But there are things that you can do to decrease the possibility. None of us can stop the aging process. Well, I mean, I can, but not the rest of you all, okay? but there are things we can do to help ourselves out, okay? Another thing is remain limber, all right? Keep your flexibility. That's what people always are going to the gym because they want to work out and they want to look all buff.
They get stiff.
But they get stiff.
Right.
And that's what people, a lot of times when I see people come in, you know, they go to bend over to pick up the newspaper and all of a sudden their back is killing them because it's probably the only time they've bent over in a long time. Actually, one that I've become a great proponent of is yoga. You know, yoga is one that just keeps you flexible.
That you know, when you say that, I remember when I was a kid, there was one little exercise we used to do. You used to have to take one leg, put it on top of one thigh, and then take the other one and put it on top of the other thigh. And I don't know if I can do that anymore, but I used to be able to do it. And I remember that most of the kids in school couldn't do that. And to me, that was so simple at that time, you know, that, you know, because I guess I stayed pretty limber and flexible. So if you start as a kid and start doing things like that and continue, then as you get older, it should.
And that's actually one of the kind of scary things, because in talking about, you know, keeping your weight down, one of the things we have in this country now is an epidemic of childhood obesity. You know, we have a very busy society, and so what do? We stop at McDonald's, let's get the quarter pounder with cheese,
well,
okay?
Not only that, I find that kids don't do, when you were a kid, I was a kid, what did our moms do? Put us outside, get on the bike. You know, we couldn't sit at home in front of the TV and play a PlayStation or a Nintendo or nothing. You know, we had to get out and do, you know.
Wait, you're young enough that they had TV when you were young?
You're not that much.
I didn't even think they had electricity back when I was young, baby.
He's just joking. He's not that much young. He's not that much older than I am.
No, and you are right. I mean, you know, truthfully, we would get up, we'd go out on Saturday morning, and I can remember we'd go out and we'd go play, and we'd go play some football, then we'd go swimming, then we'd be playing in Little League, and then we'd go and shoot baskets. You know, that's what we would do. We'd ride our bikes. We'd just be active all the time. We wouldn't sit in front of the TVs. Now, I mean, people tell me, and there are some things, and computers, I'm sure, have some wonderful value to them. I wouldn't know that personally, because if I can get one turned on 1 out of every 3 times, I figure I'm doing good. But, you know, I mean, that really is part of it. But it's also part of what our society has done. Okay, good. Let's have a Coke. Why have a Coke? That has 12 teaspoons of sugar in it, man. Right. Come on. And so, you know, now all these kids, you know, it's not like they're going to start like they were in good shape when we graduated from high school, like we were talking earlier. You know, you come out, you're in good shape, and then over time things slow down. These kids, they're not coming out. They're not coming out in good shape. Right. And so, you know, that, I mean, you know, from people who do what I do, good. I'm not going to be in the unemployment line anytime soon. People are going to keep coming, and they're going to keep saying, "Oh, man, doc, my back hurts."
Well,
okay.
Well, you just keep doing what you're doing and coming to me.
Keep doing that.
Doc, hold that thought. We'll be back once again after this brief message from our sponsors.